Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's take a look at today's lesson objective. So today we will convert mixed number measurements to smaller units. All right, so first thing we're going to go ahead and do is figure out how many gallons are in 1 quart. So I have our star reference chart over here, and I know that gallons and quarts have to do with volume and capacity. So I see over here that 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. So I'm gonna put that right here. So 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts, right? So I have this strip diagram here that's going to represent 1 gallon. I want to figure out how many gallons are in 4 quarts, right? Now I know that it takes 4 quarts to fit into 1 gallon. So if I have 1 quart, I need to split that gallon into 4 equal pieces. So out of those 4 equal pieces, I have 1/4, because 1 quart is 1/4 of a gallon. So how many gallons are in 1 quart? Well, the answer is 1/4 of a gallon. All right, now how about we go ahead and try and do this? How many feet are in 1 2/3 of a yard? So first let's figure out how many feet are in 1 yard. So let's look at length, because feet and yards have to do with length. So I know that 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. So I'm gonna put that right here. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. But I have 1 2/3 of a yard, right? So I have 1 2/3 of a yard. So I have 1 yard and 2/3 of a yard. So I know that in 1 yard, I have 3 feet, right? So over here, this portion is 3 feet. And then I have 2/3 of a yard. That's this right here. That is 2/3 of a yard. Now, there are 3 feet in a yard. So that means if I were to take each of my yards, I would have 3 feet in 1 yard. So that means each one of these thirds represent 1 foot. So if I have 2/3 of a yard, that is going to be equal to 2 feet. So I have 3 feet from my 1 yard and then 2 feet from my 2/3 of a yard. So if I take 2 feet plus 3 feet, that's going to give me 5 feet. So how many feet are in 1 2/3 of a yard? 5 feet. All right, let's go ahead and look at another problem. Now, this question is asking us how many minutes are there in 3 1/4 of an hour? So I know that minutes and hours are time. So let's see how many how many minutes are in 1 hour. So I see right here, 1 hour has 60 minutes. Okay, so I know that I have 3 hours. I'm going to represent this with some strip diagrams. So I have 1, 2, 3 hours. I also have 1/4 of an hour. So I want to figure out how many minutes are in each. Well, I know in 1 hour, we have 60 minutes. Right? So I have 60 minutes in each hour. Okay, but then I have 1/4 of an hour. So I know all of this is going to equal 60 minutes for this whole portion, but I don't have the whole portion. So I need to figure out how much 1/4 of 60 minutes is. So I'm going to go ahead and take 60 and I'm going to divide that by 4. And that is going to give me 15 minutes, because 60 minutes divided by 4 is going to give me 15 minutes. So 1/4 of an hour is going to be equal to 15 minutes. So now all together, how much do I have? So if I add up all of my 60s, or if I do 3 times 60 minutes, that's going to give me 180 minutes, right? And then I have to go ahead and add 15 minutes. So if I add 15 minutes to 180 minutes, that is going to give me 195 minutes. So to answer our question, how many minutes are there in 3 hours and 3 1/4 hours? It's going to be 195 minutes. Okay, let's take a look at today's lesson objective again. So our lesson objective for today was we converted mixed number measurements into smaller units. All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope this was a helpful lesson. I hope you felt like you learned a lot, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.